We're so excited to see what kind of innovative stuff we're going to see out of T1.
Okay, well, this is the Prime Gaming agent select for T1. Honestly, I don't know what's going on. They went from not changing
sorry,
comps
FPX actually looked kind of
to
decent last time I
changing
saw them on this map, so that's pretty cool.
Replacing the Raze with a Jet.
Carpe,
and I think that's definitely just a comfort thing, especially for Saya player. I used to play with Saya player, so I know how he is like as an individual. And on this map, it kind of activates him more. Having that dash, being able to take aggressive fights down B long, aggressive fights into showers, and be able to safely get out, kind of suits his playstyle very well. And on top, you're going to have a lot of entry utility, like the Wingman, the Dizzy, and the Skydog. So he's going to have a lot of utility up front for him to be able to take a favorable engagement and get out if the pressure comes back from FPX.
I am worried, though, about the plant stalling on their comp. I mean, they typically, you would use the Raze to do that.
Loads of summary.
How they approach
to keep it nice and short, FPX had a really good attack, and then their playbook on defense just wasn't big enough, man.
It's going to do on this map, because if they don't win here, Mitch and Tom, they will
definitely got a little bit exposed on the map itself.
Well, the stakes are certainly high for this matchup as we get on to bind FPX. No doubt we'll have hoped that they were already going to be sitting 1-0 up, but like we heard, you got to treat every map like a best of one. This reverse sweep starts on bind for FPX. It's going to start on their defense.
Yeah, I like this swap up. It's slightly less crazy. The rain has disappeared, which I think there's going to be many who are very happy about that one, but also gives them a lot more opportunities. I always love to see this sort of Sky combined with the Harbor Viper, that sort of burst of utility that you could do with these explosive style pushes. And I think that's going to have to be the main game plan for them on this defensive side. Push, take control, and fight them up front before they can get too much done with the execute-heavy style of this bind composition. So I think it's going to be a fun
no
map,
more complaining,
even without
chat.
that Rainer in
Stay
play.
positive.
And I'm a little bit happier to see Lysor go over to the Viper.
There's another Gecko.
Jet, certainly going to be something to keep an eye on throughout this.
Flash goes over towards long, doesn't hit anyone, so that's good information. I say long, that's showers. FPX on defense, T1 on attack.
Comfort prevailing for this man on this map in particular. Nice nade.
Ooh, that is nice nade, yeah.
Can't follow up on the back of the Tiger.
Almost went around the corner.
Wasted to start this one out, but the damage done. It's on the Saya player.
Yeah, and their original plan has kind of been shut down. They wanted to take a long control, then they wanted to sneak someone in over towards Lamps. And kind of everything got stopped, but they do take a long control now.
I believe does have the heal, and it almost makes me think they might double back towards the A side. The fact that he hasn't rotated anywhere near. Yeah, there you go, the heal instantly being popped. The thing is, though, this does buy a little bit of extra time for those rotations to come through.
I mean, T1 are pretty close and sectioning out a lot of this site. The flash through the wall for Saya player to force a fight. Nijao goes down. The kills going their way for now, as it seems T1 are stabilizing in the post plant. That's when Aya steps up. That quick double, but it's left him on 20 HP. Has to rely on Berlin getting out of the bathroom and finding a leg to stand on with this retake. Currently not spotting any players. They might have heard the jump towards the spawn. There's a tap. Aya now going to be defending from the crossover halfway already. They need to hurry.
Ooh, kind of a little bit close. Love the pistol though. Take long control over towards here, try and sneak someone up. Double, triple TP, then the wall to separate the site. They then take back a site, and then they flash through. So like split the site up and then actually flash all the way through. This is really cool.
We always know that this map leans towards that defensive side, although I do wonder if the compositions might make a little bit of difference when it comes to this game. But yeah, I think already seeing that little bit of extra confidence for Saya taking those fights even with the early damage that was taken from him. And now again, you've got a shorty for Yuiko. I wonder if we're just almost a bait and switch.
It's the only real hero gun in this one as well, and that's nice. Now it gets weird. Into that weird territory where there's a gun down. Wait, was it a gun? No, it's Ghost. Okay. Not too bad. No weird territory.
It's going to make you a bit more cautious about how you approach the rest of these engagements, and rightfully so.
They have a good chance, especially as this dog goes over towards Long B, spots everything out. This wall comes up at perfect timing. Oh man. Oh man, what's your timing like?
When he makes his way in,
that's devastating,
T1 getting out of that one scot-free. And a plan to come in now. They have definitely stabilized.
For the rest as well, it becomes so much more difficult. The cheeky plays you can make off aggression or little pockets of space become a lot tougher when that spike is ticking against you. T1 can just sit back, wait patiently. Good snake bite. At least Makabe is going to land the shot. A quieter game from him in the last, and now Aya with that Sheriff. Again, they've reduced the numbers a little
on paper,
bit
it's
T1,
nice damage though, but
it'll be relatively clean, or clean enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad.
3 players surviving, can't really
yeah,
complain.
3 players with 3 guns though, so kind of fine for T1.
Around like this, if they don't decide to upgrade it completely.
Yeah, it all came down to the shorty clip. That was it.
It's heartbreaking.
Could have potentially been 2 kills.
Shorty in play, the opportunity is there. The timing. Just 1 second earlier, I think it's easy enough, but the fact that your Viper fades through the wall just as you
big rounds. The bonus is very good. 2 people, I mean, they planned ahead for this, right? And this looks like a tech.
It looks like we might have a little bit of a timeout coming through.
T1's bind comp, yeah, I mean, it fundamentally does everything you want it to.
We're just gonna
see what they got for it.
Take themselves a timeout.
I think we'll see deadlock at this tournament. I'm still holding out hope, but we've seen everyone play, but there's still more maps, so I'm not sure.
But for now, at least, just taking a little moment, and that's the thing.
That's a home screen
for T1, just being that little bit more, I guess, confident going into this map. The thing is, they were rocked by Foot. That's the match that's coming up for them later if they manage to take this one over the line, and I think having that start to the tournament
maybe we don't see it.
far down as
Server don't
well
go down, should be fine.
Being able to streak things back, I think maybe realizing a little bit more of that form that we've seen from them, because this was a team again over at Tokyo.
NRG playing tomorrow, yeah. This is our last day with 3 games in the day, right?
Even taking a win over EDG in their opening match.
It's just 2 games
it's not like we should be doubting this team. I think it's just that first matchup really made them look weak in comparison. Like having a lot of different mistakes, but finally starting to wake up a little bit for FPX is more so one of those scenarios where it's like, okay, even go back to
spoiler block at the end of the YouTube videos. Do you mean for the highlights?
May not necessarily.
Wait, what do you mean at the end? Because surely at the end it's.
They want to learn
what do you mean by that?
They clearly enjoying playing on the stage in front of the crowd.
Do you mean just like the timing of how long the video is?
So it'll be whether or not they can at least make this one that.
For VODs, I can't do it for VODs. It's just too much.
For their sake, take a map, because
like the process would just get wrecked.
They've made to their composition, what they pulled in.
Hey, you want it for VODs? Chat, I can't really do it for VODs. It honestly just adds way too much. In terms of like the best thing to do, if you don't want to get spoiler, you should follow the new channel, because we're going to do with the summaries that well, the summaries or the highlights, whatever you want to call it. That's the place to watch without getting any kind of spoilers.
To China, you're going to be in a pretty decent position if you have managed to draw something out of these.
But in terms of the VODs, it's honestly too much.
From the mistakes made here on the international stage, and like they said themselves, you know, they got to see Brazil. They got to learn time and time again. That's all you can do in these early stages of a scene still developing.
In the highlights, you can tell.
The top of the
so what you want to do, like just a black screen on the highlights. We could potentially do that.
Trophies at this point with what we've seen from them. FPX, well, I don't want to say they're not quite there yet. This matchup, it's not been going too swimmingly to begin.
I feel like that always seems to happen though. Like a lot of teams just sort of take their time to really feel out the international scene.
It messes with the algo.
Brazil,
really?
Japan.
Okay, let's get back into this one.
Definitely starting to get there as well. But for FPX, this is where they look to get back into this match. A buy up, Yuiko taking the early fight. That's one way to get back into the server. 2 heads wiped out almost immediately. And for T1, wow, this was somewhat of a heavier
this was their big.
They still have plenty to buy up within the next round, but they have rifles here.
Well, I say big buy round. This is a bonus, but that's a nice way to start it.
You can see that they're even looking across the map now individually, trying to find opportunities to take some fights, maybe catch a player on the back foot or the front foot as they get aggressive. There's no movement. Side of FPX content to sit back, except for over their bathroom. Little pop flash out of Aya, that's what they were waiting for.
Damn, there's been a nice round from them.
Crumbled this round.
Straight up, only 1 bit of damage done.
Just moments ago, Munchkin to try and make this work on his rotate around, and they're already pushed up close. Look at Aya's position. A hard one to clear. He'll check it anyways. Crosshair placement near perfect.
Honestly, yeah, I respect for him considering that.
Yeah, what a way to break back for FPX. A Prime Gaming flawless right after the pause as well, just to make sure that they've been sat there waiting for this round, and These are sort of plays you
yeah,
want
that
to
was
see
impressive,
from Yuiko.
honestly.
Said,
He's been looking great.
Although you have the likes of the Harbor Viper to sort of delay, slow things down that little bit more, you need some explosiveness. You can't just sit back and try and use your utility to delay because you have a double duelist
we have
Sky,
Fish
which is basically just
Sky
to try.
big rounds at least for T1 they can't buy next.
A lot of the time. Very early ulti going through. Of course, you can pick that one back up. And have to gain control over there first. Being destroyed inside of Buka.
Damn, this overwhelm is really strong.
A flash certainly indicates they do, but it's only spams for now.
Oh my god. What the hell is this though in this round? That looked like a nightmare to play against on the defense side. There's so much spamming going on.
Man advantage sitting with T1. And the spike still
I mean, the big duel came up over towards Abe in front of the Viper. Flash through? Crazy, guys. It was a 3v4 though, so I understand it.
That's the thing. They were pretty much ready with the anti-flash help from Zeta. The Thrash set up as well to make sure there was no way that final player within the site would be able to hold on. And now for Nichao, a 1v3 clutch on the contact angle, and then the swing is there immediately. Good work from T1, a nice little execution. This time as well, I note that Zeta, he starts off as that, basically like lurk play. Holds off on the push. I think it was a peek out from Yuiko over on the other side of the map. Oh no, it wasn't a peek out. It was just straight spam through a wall.
Yeah,
never mind.
There was a lot of spamming going on in this one. That looked like a hard round to be on the defense side of B though.
It most certainly is. It was a T1 watch party. They got their snacks are ready to go. 3-1. T1
okay, big buy rounds now.
Right
kind of
now.
money switches. Dude, they're going really fast at the moment.
Always someone to watch with those flashes. He's on the other side of the map to the engagement. Hello, Yuka's looking for someone updrafting around, and well, he's being found instead.
Bro, this looks so hard to play against for FPX. Like, look at what's going on. They're just like,
he's up in heaven as well.
Oh my god, it's
There's
crazy.
no stopping this man. Mr. Worldwide on the site, but he's being taken down at long last.
It was mentioned comfort. I don't think you can look more comfortable than that. Literally gliding through that A site. Nichao, the thing is, even if he gets this far, there's going to be an instant swing. Trying to find anything more should be impossible. Actually, never mind. It's a little bit disjointed.
Oh, and he hit his own flash. Damn, dude.
As I has managed to find a multi-frag of 3. Zeta in the post plant, though. We know how devastating he's been. The spam through the wall, not quite
that was
connecting.
Impressive. I mean, this
time's fairly far gone,
this kid is really good.
Anyway.
Like, really, really good.
Wasn't able to deny that defusal. And FPX
I like the strat from
T1.
Dude, how did they? I mean, honestly, when you look at the lamps, like they didn't properly swing after the contact. So that was like the main thing that went wrong. That kill was a little bit short. We'll let that kill off because he got the first 2 kills.
An incredible round from this man. A lot of it not
yeah,
even
and then those 2 kind of messed up a little bit.
Just straight up.
Damn, that was impressive. That's a 3v5 retake. That should never really be happening. And it saves them from having to eco.
I wonder, did Munchkin blind himself?
Yeah, Munchkin did flash himself.
Flashed him. Yeah, I think he did.
Okay, we now go into a huge round where it's 2 people can't buy on either side, so
went for a peek and then got killed for it. It's definitely a blunder by T1. Also him individually.
3v4, 3v5 if you count the dash over towards heaven, which was like him doing that play.
Alongside it, they are trying to use those ults.
Unless I missed something.
It's almost spam. Okay, a chance. But Berlin's managed to just walk right past, and then nothing's
oh my god,
going
that
away
saved him the cove.
Okay, finally, Ban has managed to find a kill.
Wow, what?
Through.
Dude, this is so crazy at the moment. It's so fast.
Even again. In fact, even in favor of T1.
It doesn't last very long, does it?
T1 do this sometimes where they just it looks like they just want to be Paper X and they just go, yep, let's just site hit. And this was pretty cool as well. They had a different site hit for the site itself and they just X-ect after losing. I mean, I think they looked at the basics of it in terms of like the round before and the fact that they actually got over towards the site that they could just do this again. Maybe it's just a set strat they have with Sire's knives. I'm not entirely sure, but
and that's how he closes it. Same thing, just wide swing and take him down.
That's the thing.
Yeah, it's mayhem at the moment. It's chaos. It's pretty cool.
He's got the duelist heart.
I'm telling you, in terms of like FPX, it looks really hard to play against. So those two people that take a hit in terms of this one, and
you can see it in this round.
It is just a low buy. Got knives into it. It's not too bad. It's only a martial, really.
The thing is, though, similarly to T1,
okay, and they kind of relax a little bit.
Viper's pit thrown through.
Yeah, they're just waiting for something aggro because they've been going aggro so much and they don't have a sentinel, so the most likely thing that's going to happen is them going aggro across the map and pushing behind them. So I like this from T1. They're actually mixing this up a good amount.
Taking their time, and they have seekers of their own, so if they can get this down to a closer scenario, maybe spot out the gamble, this could still be their round.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not out of the question just yet. Plenty to play for, but the rotation towards A coming in from Berlin. Flash has found contact, that cancels the rotate. Berlin will still be here. That Viper's pit's causing problems. Now only
this is what I was talking about. This was why they were holding a default, but this time we go a little bit aggro at like the 50-second mark as soon as they hear sound. This is nice. Viper all up as well. We cleared all over towards here. There's 3 people on site.
And the dash soon to come in. They're trying to deal the damage with weaker weapons, and it's not easy. Berlin makes it look that for the first, but look at the follow-up. T1 just grouping together, sticking as a team.
Did they expect this guy fast long?
Every single one.
I mean, yeah, they're insta watching it already.
And the problem is as well, Yuiko, like his flank initially
Damn.
might have worked out, but it's
that's
been
so
much
sick.
Time on the clock.
The timing on that flash is outrageous.
Just isn't really worth it. Reckoning available, but I'd be surprised if they use it. And now he has to try and do it all.
Bladestorm 1v3 is certainly not the easiest. He dodged the flash at least, but look at that. Another
nicely done here.
Waiting,
it comes a little bit weird, so you know that he pushed behind. A lot of the time you want to kind of push behind and then hold the A short so that you have a faster rotate to help the rest of your mates. Maybe they didn't want to do that because of the Viper ult, but I'm not sure.
This is a good time for FPX to take a pause. Like 5 rounds already. On that attack side for T1, they found themselves in a very
T1 are going to look at that round and feel pretty confident though. They just exec the site from long and they kind of knew that they were coming out long.
The fact that FPX might be able to get more rounds in the attack, but I wouldn't ever be confident in stating that on a map like Bind. It's always very difficult to sort of find that space with such narrow angles, and on the other side of things, like having a bunch of initiator utility combined with that double controller, it sets things up so nicely for not only them to have the stack up in the right place, but more importantly,
is that the copy and paste is all I said? It's very accurate. I stand by that.
P1 going to be very happy with how things have gone so far, but Ultimates all but burnt out. Ban 1 away from having that reckoning, and on the other side of things, they have that showstopper on Berlin, who after some of the initial rounds has got a little bit quiet.
Okay, I don't even know what they're gonna do too much with this timeout. Like maybe the aggression at 50-second, but they actually do it like a little bit better.
Yeah, this is your second round Sheriff kill. Yeah, so he hasn't had a kill with a rifle yet.
And that's it. In the impactful rounds, you need your duelists to be showing up. But I think it's difficult. T1 have such an interesting way of taking sites, you know, using that harbor to block off so many of the angles.
It's on Reddit. Damn, you were trying to get me cancelled or something.
Behind the wall, like we saw from
you've exposed me to all the wingman lovers.
Damn, dude. The space, even if they're only falling behind that wall for a second or two to let the flash fade away, Saya player's already in there. He's already taken the space, and his teammates are flooding in with him. The pressure is incredible that T1 are able to apply.
Yeah,
so
we had a good run.
Haven't really found a reliable solution. Here's their chance with the B side under threat yet again. But there's a lot of utility on A that's stopping them from rotating fully.
Yeah, the thing is now, though, having that reckoning. But that was the main goal of this round. Just try and
tell you what, as much as I didn't like T1's calling against Foot, it's been way better. I don't know if it was just like a map thing,
maybe a sky flash as well.
But it's been pretty nice on this.
To dodge everything that they have. 3 players though ready and waiting. Saya, immediate dash, and while
this other one's gonna be too strong.
Decimated now. The reckoning coming through as well. This will reveal where his opponents are, spamming through the walls. He has support as well in the form of Carpe. This is looking bleak, and well, Aya just trying to almost hide at the back of this site. A counter reckoning being sent through, but with Thrash denying that space, they can't even do anything off it.
Yeah, because they didn't break that. There was just no pressure.
Both flashes still for Aya.
Oh my goodness.
To find something, but the showstopper doesn't even land, and Saya players switch places, got inside the cove, fragmented this retake completely, and there's players waiting outside, baiting
did
Carper,
great to
letting
get
him
that kill.
fall. That's fine, because they've got the utility to close this one out. Now they can swing in one at a time, run that clock down, even if they didn't win the
T1
fights.
looking pretty decent on this.
They might have won it on the clock alone. Gorgeous stuff from T1 yet again.
Yeah, I really like the dynamic of their post plant. You have the
They
almost
can't force
insanity of
into this one.
Player just running around, shooting at people, has support from Carpe and his flashes as well, as they play forward in the post plant, and then you just have Zeta basically sat at the back just going, okay, I'm now setting my lineups. If you even get close to that spike, there's a snake bite on it, and I'm going to be swinging you off the head.
To be fair, we haven't seen much like mid-round or anything, but they don't really need to. They've had so many rounds where there's been like 3 on the site, and their overwhelm just works so well. Like their site hits are pretty decent.
Like we're saying, this defensive side, the full aggression out of T1, the burst plays have been working. When it falls back to retaking the site, there's always that extra element thrown in from T1. Now Saya player has his dash. First kill, not going to be found. Down to 45. Yeah, he needs the heal immediately. The wall wasn't in the way. Who knows?
Yeah, a little bit unlucky. But even still, it's what they can do with this. Aya's actually gone for a Guardian as well, so a slightly heavier investment for him and a chance for Uicor to do some damage, but not this time
4 people?
They're going to be building into this one, and Saya, he's so
there's non-stop visible. There's a flash behind that though, right?
Almost just looking, waiting for the flash, and it's a little bit labored on the spray, but he will get the opener nonetheless.
Full control. Viper post plant, 2 snake bites for Zeta. Not here to help out Saya player who's being dropped. Carpa falls.
Damn, some damage being done as well.
This is going to be a close round with Zeta falling.
Super low.
It's all crumbled. The side of T1, finally, we see a problem. Lysor,
he saw it.
Low on the edge. What a shot from Munchkin. He thinks it was being
Holy, that one got close.
But the other player was
Okay, nicely done. They managed to win it out in eco, just by pure numbers. Definite shot skin here as well.
FPX a third at long last.
Oh, this is chaos.
Not the round I was expecting, that's for sure. The MasterCard Thrifty coming through for the side of FPX. Basically just sheriffs and a single rifle that they had, but wow. I don't even think the Guardian was the main point of call. It was Uicor, the first shot whiffing, but from then on it was just magic. Maybe a lifeline. Even still, like 6 rounds on the attack of this map is incredible, but if they can somehow streak this back and level things up, maybe, just maybe FPX can survive.
Yeah, they need to be careful because they only won the round with 1 person.
Still time to build that up to
And
6-6.
their money is wrecked, and 1-9 on top of this.
B players falling back. They sense the aggression. Operator from Yukon not going to find anything. He's failing.
Dude, look at it.
Down his teammates. Berlin still able to hold strong, but left on super low HP. He won't get out alive.
Man.
But
Look at the chaos, dude.
Follow through from FPX. Saya players up close yet again, but it's traded. Aya again able to take down Saya player, potentially end his streak on the A side.
What?
A shot missed for FPX though. Munchkin's only 10 HP, but it's enough. Now he can buy even more time sitting.
They need to win this round.
Flash back online. It'll be used fairly soon, you'd imagine.
Wait, this guy's low, right?
Oh, it better be. That snake bites close, and it's got him. Great positioning on that utility. But the time is still going to be an issue. They need to find these final players blinded. Aya knows there's a player around the corner.
Oh, what the hell?
Still lands the shot, but he's got more to do. Another player to take down, and it's Ban.
Oh my. Damn, these rounds are just so insane. It really is.
I don't know. That's not the reflex. Coming into the desk, I don't know what is. That is absurd. Blinds himself and his opponent, and then just somehow, maybe off sound?
Nah, I think he just got unblind with it, really.
But it's still not enough.
I mean, Ban did great for this one.
And I'll be honest, on the other side of things, Aya has been the main glimmer of hope for FPX. He's 14-7, and they have 3 rounds. Like, it is truly ridiculous. Has enough to potentially go for a hero rifle.
Nice.
I think it's a hero rifle
goes
with no
in.
shields, which is definitely
they really wanted to get that. They knew that he was going for this one, but obviously when you're kind of hiding from the flash, you're taking too long to actually spam this.
Seen it before. The cloud burst to dodge the flash at the start. Element of surprise is the hope. Okay, 2 knives already expended. A headshot needed soon. Berlin's found it on the Saya player. There's the blade storm not finding the
Bro,
kill.
look at this.
It doesn't matter. Once they keep thinning out these T1 numbers, the lighter weapons, the pistols seem so dangerous. And with T1 now in a 3v3, a 3v2, a 3v1. I don't know how they've managed to recover, but Lysor is left alone.
Bro, it literally feels like I'm watching Paper X to an extent. Just with more how they're playing.
Dead to rights. Even gonna push forward back.
Like it's so fast.
Corner. Trying not to give him any ground, although, there you go. Pistol will give it away. Zeta playing passive up top. Oh, not gonna find anything. Carpe will spot him
nicely
out.
done.
And
I mean, they got so many
in
rounds.
A dominant position. These
like
rounds somehow
so
still seem to become competitive at times, but the response from T1 is swift. And they are looking to have, well, one of the most dominant attack side halves on Bind I think I've seen in a while. Saya player even going to invest into an operator this round. He's got the Blade Storm to back it up, so a perfectly reasonable thing to do. And actually,
they're not going to expect the attack op. Not with how they've been playing. This is the complete opposite.
No shields on his rifle. This is something we saw in the last round as well, but definitely a peculiar decision.
Yeah, he invested a bit more in full shields last round, knowing he'd have that Blade Storm online. Comes at a cost, obviously. You see that cost right here and now. Operator held.
Thought at one point he was going to pull the trigger on it.
An open fight. Side player instead just neutered in the early round. Haven't been able to grab that orb just yet.
He might be good for one here. Do they hold on to this or do they just leave it?
Showstopper, maybe. But they're 3 away.
Yeah. That's the thing. There's 2 players that are 1 away from an ult, and neither of them are in the spot to actually challenge.
Looks like he wanted to jump spot this at one point. Okay.
Evidently not something they plan to fight for. Saya player.
There's a flash.
Always scary. The flash. It goes deep though. They don't expect anybody to be
another guy's
close. It's the 1-2 punch, but only the one.
A nice round from Saya.
Feels
like he's doing great. 13-7. Baits the dash out as well.
So this is a B hit.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you dropped the spike? Well, there's the information that you're going here. I guess they take the TP anyway now. Nice. Oh, I was unlucky. It was a good movement. Oh my goodness, though.
Saya player has just taken over this round.
Bro, it looks like this suits them.
He's one off a showstopper.
I mean, every time that, like, I kind of like this play from them. It's a shame you can't really play some of the other maps like this.
Quick kill, showstopper up, follow through.
I mean, they could definitely try and implement it a little bit more on Haven, but
he's running straight into the off to start it. Saya player holding the angle, but Zeta peeks it first. 9-3.
9 rounds on attack.
Gameplay from T1, a great first half, set up for success. And funny thing about Ban in that,
yeah, some of their
he got 1 kill.
I mean, some of their stuff had a lot of thought behind it. But a lot of it was also just like cutting off vision and just straight up overwhelm with Gecko Flash.
You can certainly look at a number of facets that have been strong for T1, and we're going to toss to the analyst desk to talk all about them.
Thank you very much, Mitch and Tom. T1's attack side, just like the first map, it just feels like it's too strong. Sean, I know you got a telestrator here. You want to break a round down for us?
Yeah, this is actually the first true gun round T1 played in this game, and I want to show you how impactful this Gecko actually was. So zooming into the mini-map right here, you can see off the bat, they are thrashing through Hookah right now. Carpe's throwing his thrash. They're dogging up long. There's going to be a cascade thrown by Ban up long. And then they leave Zeta on this lurk on short A. They switch between the walls on short, and this time he's actually able to catch Yakao right there on short A, and that's what opens the round. I love the dash across Hookah by Saya player, cutting the space, using the info from Thrash on the dash. The dog from the sky goes through the harbor wall, spots the player under Hookah, and this is where Zeta gets that frag. Immediately, the high tide is cutting across both elbow
but they do get
and
double
spawn.
spam
You can see
kills
as we
on this
pause
though.
right here, the Seekers are now popped from Ion back sight. Now this actually is a really sick play from the defenders because the Viper that's close by follows one of the Seekers and is able to spam Ban right through this wall. Unfortunately for them, Saya also spams a player. This is where I think T1 makes a really good decision to completely cut noise. The 3 players on this B site end up waiting passively. The Thrash is collected in hookah along with the Dizzy, and from this moment, they end up popping through the hookah with Thrash, and you can see the player on the site right now is actually getting pinched by both Saya and Thrash, with Zeta coming up long. This is just a really, really clean round by T1. And honestly, I don't know what FPX could have done dealing with these ults right here, and I thought they played it really well.
Wow, a nice 3. Maybe the curse could help them out a little bit, because if it doesn't, Mitch and
yeah,
Tom,
I mean,
it's going to be
I liked a lot of the Dizzy overwhelm, like the kind of stuff where they're dashing into smokes and then the Dizzy is like pop flashing, kind of to help everyone get through. Like, it's nice.
I have to agree with Sean. Tom, you know,
I like some of the, I mean, I like a lot of their hits. I thought it was good.
Beautiful things on their executes, and not even on the first map, but here on
they're just gonna go super proactive. Dude, they
didn't make massive mistakes. They weren't
misplaying
it. They were just getting wrecked, and it might just be the same again here in the pistol. T1 have snuck behind them. In fact, using their own wall.
Oh my God, they hear the dog as well.
Are in trouble. They have no idea how many players are coming up behind them, and that's the Spike.
Oh,
disaster strikes. Despite Berlin claiming control
I mean, Spike's
over
down
this
alone.
Part
They
of
got
the
3 people
here.
Dude, they're so proactive right now.
To pick up the Spike, and there's 3 defenders.
They actually
there.
just watched Paper X and were like, "Yep, this is us. This is how we want to approach this." It's been cool.
They've got the A site.
I mean, more teams could do it. This is kind of
this
is kind of the route that I thought like Sentinels would maybe go more down. But honestly, they look good at bind with the Yoru.
And the fact is, everything is being watched for. I say that.
Oh, the timing's wild.
Between the 2 angles, it gives an opening, a chance. Uico being able to bring things back into a 3v3. Still 40 seconds left on the clock, and they have no ground. They have to try and take their way back in, clearing almost everything as they go. But the fact is, all 3 players
30 seconds left.
Dude, they're kind of locked in now. This is actually a hard round.
Carpe already going to put another to the death toll, but it's decent trades. Down to the jet
nice
battle,
shots,
but Saya will win it
Came
once
down to the
again.
1v1. Ah, they needed that. They needed that to keep them in it.
That round looked over from the get-go. FPX made it close.
They did. They had a fighting chance. But this is how a lot of these rounds have gone. It's one beautiful play for T1, and then the odds are stacked against you. 23 seconds left on the clock with that final battle going down. There was still so much time left. But in the end, FPX fall behind, losing the pistol. And that could set them up for disaster now. And Eco being called for 11-3, the likely scoreline, and a near flawless half going to be needed for FPX. And you know, like you say, Tom, it's very strange. Light shields on Nichao, Yuka, and Lysor both playing the Sheriffs. No shields.
Maybe gives him a slightly better chance of a plant. I don't know. I'm
it's a little bit hard. You're going to think this guy has a shorty or something with this play.
So
you're probably not going to be wanting to push into that.
Yeah, so maybe he just knows he'll make the money back. Money back guarantee, that's what it is.
I'm not so sure about that one. Check the final.
Judge the ban, and he's just going to pretty much stay in here the whole time unless they plant, and then he goes over, and obviously it's great to retake Hooper.
Meaning they can teleport if they need to later if he finds a pick. But with these weak weapons, really, you are just hoping for a big mistake to be made. Flash through from Aya, gets him absolutely nothing. Didn't even make it
Here comes the
through
judge.
The smoke himself before he was spammed down.
Oh, only one person TP?
They're not committing. Oh, okay. Well, that's actually worked out nicely. They kind of thought the other player had fallen back already or was out of here. Instead, the punish there as the utility goes through the teleporter. Damage already decent with
guys,
shots
what are we doing?
FPX have a serious chance. If they had rifles recovered, you'd feel a lot better, but if Lysor keeps this up, he might not need it. That's 4 kills with a Sheriff, and it's leaving it just onto ban. Consistent clutcher for this squad. His multi-kills have been incredible, but Lysor wants the ace. He's hungry for it. Down to just 36 HP, and it's stolen away. But you know what?
All right, there's a lifeline.
Oh
my goodness, how did T1 let that one happen?
If you're FPX right now.
How the hell?
I can see why they put him on Reyna. Honestly, because I could tell you for free that this round had absolutely nothing to do with Viper utility. This was all about just him managing to land headshot after headshot.
3 out of 4.
A crazy
round nice shots from
for
him.
Lysor, and a lifeline. An utter lifeline for FPX in this tournament. A chance.
I don't. Honestly, that was me, and I'm not even anything to do with the team.
They get the rifles on the board almost immediately, and on the other side of things, well, it's a mixed bag. It's a jumble sale.
That was a headshot. Zed already down to 10 HP. I don't think he'll be lasting too much longer. Players in the teleporter.
I like the idea of the crunch. FPX handled it pretty well.
And 4 more players to take down. The frenzy would be nerfed if that one came through. 10-5. Still signs of life for FPX.
Get the eco out nice and fast.
A nice clean round.
Somehow the
like
fastest round we've had.
T1, just throw everything into the wind.
And then, yeah, here we go. And like honestly, the money is getting out of control. So this is a massive, massive round. If they want to do this,
didn't garner too much.
And they're going to be so scared that something proactive is going to happen. I imagine they just hold the default at the beginning.
They've been building that one up.
It would make a lot of sense. You might even hold the default for like 5. I'm not even sure you need to do anything for the first like 5, 40 seconds.
Potential ultimates for them in this round. Early utility
feels like they're going to walk into
straight away the high tide to delay any attempted B push and a flash put through it as well. But it hasn't really garnered much information for T1. Very passive in the early stages of FPX in this.
Yeah, I mean, rightfully cautious. One mistake here, and everything could fall apart. Even their flash is up for Aya, so you're expecting a much, much slower round out of this attacking side. The fights do come through, though. That was Berlin looking for some of his own space on B, and he has certainly cracked that control open. You're going to see Munchkin move back in, fill the position, see that nobody's here. That keeps them with 3 players on the A site. The read is perfect for the side of T1. The weaponry is here. 1 player spotted, a second firing off from heaven, and they've spotted Carpet up close. That was my concern. Maybe he'd slip underneath the radar, but nobody does.
God, what's going on, man?
It's just an execution. Uicore managing a double, and Berlin as well. At first kill he got looked like he stole Boaster's res. It was so clean, but for now, at least, Munchkin just left on the other side of the map wondering what happened.
Yeah, dude, every person's POV room where it dies, yeah, it does just feel like we're watching like a whiff montage.
Very
it's crazy.
Explosive in its stance.
Past 2 rounds.
As you said, like,
actually,
in terms of the setup, sending Thrash through early and having basically all that Viper utility to try and delay, it didn't work out.
See ya, buddy.
Nishao's not going to catch him, unfortunately. Munchkin
Lysol might, though.
Carrying forward that rifle. Yeah, it's not guaranteed. Lysor's got a really good position moving through the spawn. Yuka's just gone for the teleport.
This is what they needed.
They've got him
and they get it with 4 people. 4 people alive.
Down,
oh my goodness.
He did catch him. So Munchkin's going to carry that weapon through to the next round.
Okay.
Yeah, at least something.
So Munchkin gets the kill.
A fairly early pause, but it's understandable. Probably shaken a little bit from round number 2, losing 4 players to a Sheriff and the round slipping away from them. A couple of very explosive rounds as well, and as you sort of said, I don't think the setup that T1 had was a bad one. They were definitely prepared for it, but they just lost every single fight. The entries from Uicore and Berlin, and that's the thing, these are 2 players that thus far in this game, fairly quiet. That first half, a lot of it was Aya just being able to put up numbers, and
whatever do a World Cup. Probably not. I think it's a great game for it. I hope one year someone does it, but
those 2 players can start to step up. That double duelist explosive entry duo.
I think it would work really well in this game, especially with how big the off-season is. I think it could be pretty cool.
Like a lurk entry on the other side of the map, like while the rest of the team
could
building
potentially
into
do skins for it as well to fund it.
He was fighting hookah control, so
yeah,
he's almost working as a killjoy, but with Ray's utility.
Yeah, it's funny because players can obviously slip down past you, but I think a lot of that is just their idea of feigning out the control. Having a Raze playing into hookah is just a classic, really. The utility is perfect for clearing out all those angles, and all the while making noise, causing those other players to rotate so your teammates have an easier strike onto the A site. I like the ideas, and it's even better when he's able to deliver with those kills, cause those headaches. As we said, T1 were ever vigilant. They didn't over-rotate, and players like Munchkin are key for that. Even when his teammate goes down beside him, he's able to say, hold on, let me check. They didn't follow up on it within 5 seconds.
Okay.
I'm going to retake the space.
Eco
I'm going to flash in or
Munchkin
use my
still has the gun. Did take one down.
Still around here.
Damn.
It's been good for the control.
I've never seen anyone
this
put
guy
the
on the other
double
side of
satchel
Aya
into
has just
that.
been incredible
Normally
when it comes to individual ability. His flashes are scary. Munchkin, Saya, and Zeta down.
That's what we were talking about in terms of just like waiting for the default. It feels like
left on the floor for nobody.
They're wanting to be Paper X,
FPX
and you gotta just hold a default and just get all the kills when they push you.
Like, it was
so
that double split.
And the fact they kind of done this, they might have conditioned them so maybe they don't need to do this and they can kind of speed up and
sat all the way
faster.
back in their spawn. They're expecting that sort of play. So I felt like T1 almost need to try and adapt a little bit to how they're playing some of these anti-ecos, because that was a little bit too telegraphed for their opponents. And now, well, after their patience being rewarded, they can now just go into this A site relatively for free. Not really anything here. They know that Ban rotating has managed to find a rifle.
Ooh, man,
and he's always good for a few, but not this time. And as said, Yuiko, he really is starting to come online.
Yeah, even if it's just up against these pistols, it's a big confidence builder.
This guy's a bit of a beast.
With a 4K under his belt, that confidence is getting close to sky high. FPX, 3 behind T1. 4 ultimates online, 3 for T1 though. It could swing either way. I do like the idea, but realistically, from what we the idea from T1, but realistically, what we've seen from FPX in a lot of these attacks,
massive buy round now. FPX's money is great.
Is patience.
Like, they've got the money to do the comeback.
They will allow you to push and take space.
T1 need to win this round, else everyone's going to start worrying, I think, including them. And they have a lot of ults to go up against.
Baiting you into those rotations with the very
yeah, and this is nice, right? They feel like they're conditioned with the push that happened, so now they feel like they can go into something a little bit faster, like we were talking about.
A lot of damage being taken. Showstopper utilized off the back of it. They are trying to throw these ults in, but Carpe's done very well. He's actually managed to claim control of the spike, and this will have a rotation coming back.
Yeah, they double TP'd as well on top of this.
Zeta already finding another, but Lysor's still there, still fighting.
Going down's not the biggest deal, though, realistically, especially when Munchkin is going to reoccupy this spot just moments later. A great angle to fight for,
he might try and do the
but
that's a try to get this spank.
Thrown
he just
into
needs
the
to
works.
buy his timeout as well. He can just wait.
Back for just a moment. Thinks maybe they've snuck in. It'll run the clock down, but there's 55 seconds. There's still time. Rotation. Carpe on his way back around.
Like this.
Clearing out middle. And while they waste their time getting this spike and trying to avoid these shots in the dark, these players on T1 are set up for the post plan, or for even the planned attempt. Maybe not.
Ooh,
swinging
nice
in early,
in
and he's found the kill for his trouble. The worst part is that pit doesn't cover the site, so it's basically going to go down if you commit to the plant. And well, certainly if Lysor falls, which seems to be just moments away, ever vigilant, not giving him that fight. Well, they weren't all giving him that fight. Carpe certainly was. He's isolated the correct duel. Game sense off the charts on where Saya player was coming from, but it's not enough. T1 with another.
Not entirely sure how the double kill one down. Maybe we get a replay.
Feel like there's a chance that Lysor will just take over one of these rounds. The thing is, though, I really like the patience again from T1. Like Munchkin, you can watch the majority of this round. He doesn't move. He just stands up top, knowing that okay, they're fighting for the spike. I can just wait for them to try and plant it. I will disallow them to have that plant for spawn if they were to desire it.
Took
a lot of the risk out of that round.
T1,
they didn't go pushing
if
they
lose
didn't
this,
fight for that spike control. They
their
basically
money's low,
just
they
made
got
it
an eco.
impossible to plant. And now
maybe it's doable.
The defense, they've got that operator online. It's the same on the other side, though.
We're actually going to see the op battle.
Away from this fight. He has no support here.
Saya should lose this.
To peek this completely
yeah,
dry.
He kind of rushed the peak a little bit.
Kind of got what he deserved.
Saya player not going to miss those shots all too often. Here's Ban locking down bathroom. He's tucked in the right corner.
That one's not on me. That's his peak.
No idea.
I'll take the curse for it either way, though.
Now,
but in terms of that angle, should be losing that if he peeks right.
Swing? No, that's what Carpe is here for. It's going to be a double swing. Dealing with Nijao easily. Locking the control and now focusing back towards the push that's coming in. The flash up top confirms players are here. Although they'll be blocked out by this wall. That's the intention for T1, to be able to reposition, get Carpe back to the site.
And they need some kind of hero play.
Plenty of ultis to work with, but they won't want to expend them here. A 12th round on the cusp of being theirs.
How do you even plant
Crash maybe from Carpe could come through.
This is impossible. Like, you have to kill someone before getting a plant.
7 HP.
Even Munchkin still surviving. Thrash going through, maybe a little bit early.
3v5.
And somehow they managed to fight 2 back. A warbang.
Oh, what the hell, dude?
I don't know how he's getting away with the frags he's finding, but
man, he's actually just
is all that's left.
Put him on his back, take him over the line here.
Hoping for a late dash through, but there's nothing he can really do here. Look how passive Carpe is after
back-to-back rounds.
Individual play. He waits patiently. He's going to send Little Bro through. Finally, he'll go down, but he's already won the round.
Yeah, he's on the round, no one has to do anything.
Will give T1 their 12th. and it will just be the rifle kept.
It was nice with the peek though, it made a lot of sense. I mean, back-to-back great rounds from him.
Player was on B that
like
whole
he's having,
time, even at the end of the round. Yeah,
not
they're
even
just
having
covering
had
all their
great
bases
impact
in
on
case the push comes through spawn or something wild happens. FPX were given no opportunity. And I do agree, that ulti probably came in a little bit earlier, but what a recovery with that 2K.
So ready for
his
that.
third, indeed, of the round in towards Bath. And then, you know, he doesn't get a 4th kill, but he wins the round by laying his life down, interrupting the plant. That is 12-7.
Yeah, 5 chances for them to get
this
one over the line.
To send FPX
DM6598. What's up, bro? Welcome into the Slug Club. Thank you for the prime. Appreciate you.
Like a done deal.
What else we had? I haven't been looking at this really.
I've been in the driver's seat for the majority of this map.
As well. Thank you so much, mate. I missed that earlier.
Again,
Thank you very much.
It seems like the second we have Autumn with a chance to have a pause, they come back strong. Exactly the same here. They lose the round they play with pistols, and from then, a couple of victories. Good ult usage.
Turd Shark as well. Thank you for that, mate. Of course, with the 8 months with the prime. Thank you.
When there's one player left, that guy's very disciplined. Like Carpe doing an incredible job, Munchkin the round before. And now for FPX, everything's on the line. They said it. They love playing on this stage. They've loved playing in front of this crowd, I'm sure. The fact is, though,
Liquid bad today or was Loud good? It was a solid mix of both, bro. A solid mix of both.
It's quite a tough task. And with players like Aya and Lysor still putting up some pretty decent
Loud's
numbers.
Haven was very, very good.
But you just have to feel like T1
individually was. I mean, honestly, everyone from Loud deserves the shout out.
You know, 5 chances to close it out. Ultis can be cycled.
She gave me a good amount of confidence.
Look at that from Saya.
She gave me a good amount of confidence for the Na'Vi game. It should be really good.
They're not punished either. An opportunity is denied. We'll see what the response is from the side of FPX. They've been
that's interesting. Flash literally just checked this and it hit no one. Dog's going to go in and clear all of this as well. They can get heavy rotate. I would be fine with a double.
They're not going to be sending Nishao alone through Bath. They're double checking there's not a bit of a nasty crossfire about to come through.
Or at least have a guy spawn so you can...
Here goes the execution. Carpe under some serious pressure. Dizzy thrown out to try and slow them down. In fact, he's spamming everything. He knows that they're trying to run him down.
Look at Carpe, man. He's getting everything thrown at him. Yeah, the tunnel vision's real hard on it.
Zeta already. Aya desperately trying
nicely
to
handled,
click the
nicely done from
T1. T1 will be the one.
I like their attack. Their attack was pretty cool to watch. Yeah, definitely been taking a page out of FPX's book in terms of like the speed and how proactive they were.